Hope Channel, changing lives.
Evening to you. You are welcome to Love at Home. You are watching us from the studios of Hope Channel Ghana, and thank you so much. Thank you so much. I think you should say praise be to God for yet another year. It's been wonderful because we've gone through a series of things. We've been talking about issues bothering families, and on Love at Home, this is what we are good at. And that is why today, too, we are here. And we want to discuss green flags in relationships. I'm sure you're like, oh, Auntie Efia, today, too. Yes, green flags. Do we actually have them? They are there, but we need to know what they are, how, in what forms they come, so that you and I will be able to start practicing them. If you have stopped, I didn't say you are not doing them. I know you are, but we need to continue doing them so that we can grow our relationships and make them better. Let's go for a quick break. When we come back, we start our conversation. I am Efia Sewamansa. We'll be right back.
Wake up, Ghana. The countdown to 2025 is on, and you are invited to the biggest and most electrifying praise experience of the year. Medimafo United in Praise 2024. This isn't just another concert. It's the ultimate worship explosion at the National Theatre.
Live on stage is Celestine Donko, Marketing, Shedrack Amwakon, Sabs, One Voice, and many more.
Get ready for a faith-filled, high-energy celebration to kickstart your 2025 in style. Tickets, 100 Ghana cedis.
Dial star 928 star 528 hash for your ticket. Adult 100 cedis, children 50 cedis.
Grab yours now and get a free Hope Channel shirt while stocks last. December 31st, gates open at 6 p.m. live at the National Theatre. This isn't just a concert. This is your spiritual renewal for 2025. Yes, tickets are selling fast. Make plans for an unforgettable night of praise and worship. This is your night. This is your moment. Be there.
This event is brought to you by Medimafo Herbal Clinic.
Leaving us. I am glad you are still waiting on us. Yes, this is Love at Home on Hope Channel Ghana. Thank you so much. Now, I want to remind you that on 31st December, you can't afford to miss this program. There's a program we call Medimafo United in Praise. Yes, Medimafo United in Praise. On the 31st December, it's a Tuesday. We are all going to the National Theatre. This is where you are going to listen to quality music that is going to reform and make you fresh for 2025. This program has its tickets going for a cool 100 Ghana cedis for just the adults. A cool 100 Ghana cedis. And for their children, don't leave them at home. They are also part of the program. It's just 50 Ghana cedis. So mommy and our children and our fathers, I mean the whole family, at this time, let's go and dance and praise God for how far He has brought us. God has been gracious. Let me also remind you that we have interesting artists on the bill. They are Celestine Donko, Edward Sapon, Mark Enim, One Voice, Advent Voices, and a host of quality musicians. If you stay at home, I'm telling you, you would have missed a lot. If you know God has done a lot for you, come and praise God on that day. You can join or you can buy your tickets from star 928. I'm giving you the short code. Star 928 star 528 hash. Star 928 star 528 hash. The good news is that we are offering t-shirts for the first 300 people. Why don't you rush in? Because this is quality music that we are going to listen. Buy for your friends. Buy for everyone. Let's go and praise God for how far He has brought us. Thank you so much. Now, today, I have beautiful and wonderful people with us. As we are winding the year, we need to still make our relationship so great, so sweet for people and for ourselves. I have a very beautiful woman sitting far from my left, Mrs. Charity Agri. Mommy Charity.
Yes.
How are you?
I'm doing well.
Hey, this your smile. You are killing me with it too. What about your family?
My family is doing great by His grace.
We thank God. Thank you so much for joining us on Love at Home.
Thank you too.
We appreciate you so much. I'm sure her face is not new on the show. Thank you so much.
Thank you too.
Then I have a very fine gentleman with me. He's a pastor anyway. Pastors are also fine, you know. Pastor to see up here from Valley View University.
Yes.
So
yes.
How is school?
By God's grace.
The children, they are doing well.
They are doing very well.
I hope they are not misbehaving.
Not at all.
You are putting them in the right direction.
Surely.
I know you will do that. And to you out there, you are welcome, and say thank you so much for joining the show. We are discussing yellow flags or green flags in relationship. See, we are used to red flags, but no, we need to change and take the green flags. Yes, green flags in relationship. Now, let me start with you, Auntie Charity.
Okay.
We've been hearing red flags. That is how come I said red flags.
Yes.
But we are going to change.
Okay.
What is these red flags that we talk about?
Okay. When we talk about red flags, they are bad traits in a relationship that indicates an unhealthy relationship or a non-supportive partner. So what are some of the red flags we see around? Usually, let's say, lack of good communication, not respecting each other's boundaries is also another one.
All right.
Not being supportive to your partner, not being a good listener to your partner is also another one. There are a lot of them.
Okay.
But I'll mention just a few for now.
For now.
So these are some of the red flags when you see in your relationship. Let's say if you are going into the relationship and you see it, it's a no-go area.
But if you are in there already.
If you are in there already, there are
Yes.
steps you can take
that
to
is
correct
good.
it.
Thank God for that. Now, Sofo,
Yes.
Madam has taken us through some of the red flags. But we want to grow and make our relationships better. So we want to know what these green flags are.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'll begin with this. There's a song that a good number of us know. It says that when you see the traffic light.
Oh.
Yeah.
When you see the traffic light,
There's
there's something you should know. Red means stop.
Yellow means get ready.
Yes.
And then green means what?
Go, 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 and go.
So I think this sort of summarizes, if you like, what this means to us. So red means, as she said, stop. Red means danger. Red means unhealthy, not satisfactory. Now green means go. Green stands for life.
Okay.
You know, green is flourish. You know, when you see a green vegetation, it flourishes. Green also means health. you know, it indicates that the person is healthy, youthful. So green also means balance. You know, so green is, if you can say, everything good. Green is everything good. So green is everything good that red is not. So red indicates a danger zone, a relationship that is not satisfactory, that is dying, that is even dangerous. But then green means a healthy relationship. So when we talk about green flags with relation to relationships, then we mean a relationship that is healthy. You know, if a relationship is green, is healthy, it is flourishing, it is satisfactory, you know, and it is everything good. So green flags are, when you see a green flag, it means, you know, go, come, you can come here. So green flags are cues, you know, behaviors, traits, and attitudes and behaviors in relationships that show that the relationship is thriving.
Okay.
And there are things that when you see in a partner, it means that this is gold. The partner is gold. You know, this is life for you. So in a relationship, it means good attitudes in a relationship. If you're going for someone green, these are traits that tells you that this is a good person. Don't let them go.
Pastor, you know, you are whetting my appetite for green things. So you're telling me I should go for green vegetables. It's good for my health, right? So you're whetting my appetite for that. Now, Auntie Charity, do you perchance have some experience that you can share on the issue on green flags?
Yes. Green flags, as he said, it means go. And it's balance. And it is satisfactory. Now, in relationship, let's say if it's a red flag, it feels like you are walking on eggshells, always anxious, you are stressed out. That is the reason why I said it's a no-go area when you see it in the first place. But with the green flags, you see the positives of your partner. Now, in my previous relationship, it was toxic, always as if you are walking on eggshells, you are always anxious, you are stressed out. But with my current relationship, there's openness and honesty in our communication. My partner always looks out for my self-development, my goals. He's always attentive to me. So these are some of the things I have experienced about my partner that made me realize that these are green flags in my relationship.
Yeah, Pastor, share some of these green flags, because the reason why I'm asking more of this is that in some relationships, people are having these green flags, but they are refusing to see them as green flags. And they are becoming red flags instead of green flags. So I want you to share more of the green flags with us.
Yeah, so when we talk about green flags relative to relationships, that's love.
Yeah.
You know, love. And what is love? I believe that love is that thing that cares for the other.
All right.
You know, love is that thing that cares for the other. So if I'm asked to give examples of green flags, things that people could pay attention to in their relationships relative to their partners, I would say when your partner is that person who cares for you. And care does not necessarily, should not be measured by what the person is able to give.
So care should not be measured by what the person is able to give.
Yes.
Pastor, expatiate.
So I would say that maybe care should more be measured by what the person would give, and not what they are able to give.
All right.
You know, I wrote something some time ago. I was walking by the road some time ago, and I saw one man who was, you know, a chinchinga seller, you know, and there was his little girl of about 7 years old, and I saw how the man was working somewhere around 9 p.m. and how he laid the child to sleep on a bench, and then as he's working, he would go and see the child, how the child is faring, and then come back to work. Now, they are not sitting in a limousine.
Yeah.
You know, they are not in the best of places. But then you can see the care that this man has for the child.
Yeah.
That is what I'm talking about.
All right.
It's not about what he is able to give. He's not able to give the best of things, but then his intentions.
Yeah.
You know, this tells you that I care for this baby. I would die for this baby, in as much as I don't have the best of things now in my ability to give. So green flags, I would say, which is the embodiment of love, is determined by how much the person cares for you, not how much they're able to give for you. So then the person is not self-centered, you know, not self-centered in everything. The person cares about how you feel, you know. So yes, love as a definition of caring for you rather than caring for themselves. One other thing that I would say is, which is related in any ways, is about respect. You know, respect. Respect for the humanity of humanity, if I can put it that way. You know, humans we are made in the image and likeness of God. You know, one green flag is when the person cares for the human. You know, the person cares for you as a human being,
all right,
not as an object.
Okay.
You know, the person cares for your human being. The person is conscious of your human being, your humanity, and does all that they can to uphold and protect and regard your humanity.
Okay.
You know, that's also a very, very green flag. You know, if you have a partner who sees you as a person, as a being, and respect the person and the being that you are. That's also very, very much of a green flag. If you want to talk about relationships, my bigger sister here spoke about communication. You know, and all of these trickle down to how the person will communicate with you. You know, when they are not self-centered and they regard you as a human being, then they would communicate with you. It reflects in how they communicate with you, showing that respect and all those things. I don't want to drink all of it now.
Now, so I'm glad you mentioned the communication aspect, because I was actually going there. If I want to show this green flag to somebody, what form of communication should it be? Okay. What will be the style of the communication?
Okay. Basically, there are 4 types of communication styles. We have the assertive communicators. With assertive communicators, they are communicators who always look out for the views of others or their partners. They allow them to express themselves, and they work towards a consensus.
All right.
Now, the second one, we have the aggressive. The aggressive ones are the ones who yell. They always try to push blame on others. They shout, and they do not take into consideration the expressions of their partners. That is how they are. Now, we have the next one, which is the passive. The passive ones, they avoid expressing themselves. Let's say you have a partner, whatever you tell him or her, he said, okay, whatever you say, I'm okay. He or she would never express his or her views. Whatever you say, he would take it. Then the last one is a passive aggressive. It's a combination of the second two I mentioned. Yes, with a passive aggressive, he would not express his views. Yet, when you express your views, he will act in anger. So, per the description I have given, all the last 3 are red flags.
Okay.
They are red flags. Let's say you have a partner who would always sit back, would not bring his views, would not express his expressions, would not express his views
or
and
ideas,
thoughts or ideas to you, expecting that always you should bring something on board and say we concord. No. The relationship would not move on smoothly. Now, the third one, which is the
passive.
No, I just explained the passive. The second one, which is the aggressive.
Yeah.
The person will not even allow you to express your views.
Okay.
And this will end into a lot of conflicts at home. Let's say if you are not comfortable with somebody who doesn't allow you to express your views at all times, there would always be conflicts and disagreements at home.
Yeah.
And the last one too, you are always cautious. You don't know what you would say that will anger that person. Yet he too, he will not bring on board his views. So for me, with the green one, I would go for the assertive ones who will always work towards building a consensus for the green flags. So these are the styles and how we can relate them in our relationship.
Now, Pastor, Auntie Charity has given us the styles of communication. But I guess if I am the aggressive or passive, there's a way that we can work towards it in turning to become the green flag. How do you think we can manage some of these?
Yeah, so I believe that she's gone a very technical way. I believe that the best way to communicate is first to listen. You know, to listen. Whenever you want to communicate with a person, you have to listen. Because to make meaning to a person, you'd have to listen to them, to understand them, even to know what language to use and all of those things. So for an aggressive person, my advice is that listen. Okay, listen. Take time to listen to a person. You know, there are many things that annoy us. If only we would listen, we would know they are not annoying. You know, so yeah, so listen. But I'll still link it to some things that I said earlier. Respect. You know, I believe that most of these go back to respect. Respecting the person as a being. You know, respecting the person as important. Of course, when you don't see a person as important, you would not listen to the person. So your lover is the most important human being in your life. Okay, so then listen to them, understand them, be considerate of how they feel and what they think. So when you have listened to them and then you have understood what they are saying and then you are considerate of them and then you love them, then you can communicate back very well. Then again, if we are talking about in the context of marriage, and especially in Christian marriage, it is for life. You know, we're in it for life, and if we make it good, we are in good for life. You know, if we make it hell, we are in hell for life. So whenever we communicate to create something good for ourselves. So whenever we sit down to talk, whenever we are communicating, the end is to arrive at such a place that would be good for all of us. So if we have this in our minds, you know, it guides how we talk and what we say and what we do. Whenever there is an issue, we want to resolve it so that there is peace here, and all of us have peace. So it's not about you winning or me winning or my view being taken or your view being taken, but arriving at a place such as would accommodate all of us, and then all of us would be comfortable. So I believe that when we have that in mind, it guides how we talk. You know, if my wife wants us to go left and I want to go right, and then I end up pulling her where I want to go and she's not happy, neither would I be happy. You know, but if we arrive at a place, if it is forward or back or whatever it is, that is good, and all of us will be happy.
Why not?
That's
so because you were talking about respect, I'm looking at how respect can play, for example, boundaries. Giving boundaries. At the same time, you respect the person, but you are giving boundaries to the person. How does it communicate these as a sign of green flag in a relationship?
Okay, when it comes to respect and boundaries, okay, linking them, I think that when you respect a person, okay, the Bible tells us that God created us in His image according to His likeness, and that means that each one of us have the image and the likeness of God in us. And whatever the image of and likeness of God is also is autonomy.
Okay.
You know, we have some autonomy. And I think that for every relationship to thrive, we have to believe that each has a certain level of autonomy.
Okay.
And we have to respect that. When we talk about boundaries, I believe that woven into that is the fact that each one of us has some level of autonomy. That I'm married to you does not mean that I become an extension of you. You know, I don't become an extension. I have to retain my individuality.
Okay.
These are two persons who have come together. And so I have to retain my individuality, and you have to respect, you know, to a larger degree, my individuality. All of us are parents here. I have 2 kids. You know, however young your baby is, the baby wants to enjoy some autonomy.
Yeah.
You know, even for a baby, you can't be pushing the baby around. You know, the baby wants to be respected. Come on. You know, even even a dog. You know, wants to be respected, wants to have some autonomy. So, woven into respect is autonomy. Your partner should not become an extension of you. You have to respect what they like. You have to respect what they don't like. You have to respect what makes them happy, what doesn't make them happy. And for there to be peace, you have to respect these things, you know, that make up the person, you know, and makes them an individual. You have to respect that. And I believe that when
Pastor, I am asking this because there are some cases where, for example, a woman will say that, I want to work, but my man says I shouldn't work. Meanwhile, you see that the person is not too happy, for example, not doing anything or staying at home. And so in that case, if the person is now entering into a relationship, can this be a red flag or is a green flag? Yeah, because for somebody, he'll be happy that the partner says he shouldn't work and is going to give him or her everything. Yeah. To another person, it may not be. So how do we balance this?
Yeah, before she comes in, that's why I speak of autonomy. The person doesn't become an extension of you. So I'm the man, I'm married to a wife, and because I don't want the wife to work, the wife shouldn't work. Then the wife becomes an extension of me. You know, I don't care what she wants, how
or
she
her
feels,
feelings
or anything. You know, that is dangerous. Even God doesn't do that to us. He says that He stands at the door and knock. Yeah. And if you'd open, you come in. You know, love is also that thing that allows the person to be themselves. You know, largely. Of course, it has to be a good self, but at least themselves. So yes, you should respect, you know, the desires, the being of the other person. So it's a red flag when you are in a relationship with a person and the person wants you to please them. But then again, I link it to the first thing that I said about love. Love is that thing that looks for the interest of the other. So if I truly love you, then I would want you to do only that which makes me happy. Okay. But then that which makes you also happy. So then we can sit down and say that, well, I don't want you to work. Okay. I have to say it. But then what do you think? And then we can Jojo, you know, that's why I listen to you, you listen to me, we look at the two of us, the home we are building, the future we want, and then we will arrive at what is good for the both of us, what will make you happy, what will make me happy, what will you know to our benefit, and then we move. Yeah.
My lovely viewer, we are saying that green flags are some of the things that will make your partner happy. So if you take a decision that will not make your partner happy, it means that you need to go back. It means you are not doing win-win situation. In negotiation, we say it's not a win-win situation. We need to come back to the table, discuss what will make my partner happy, and do it. By so doing, you are creating more love accounts into your lady's life, and he or she will be happy. Let's go for a quick break. When we come back, we continue the discussion. But remember, you can join the discussion on 0559 680066, 0559 680066. And we are also reminding you that on 31st December, Midimamfo Praise at the National Theatre is going to be wow. It's 100 Ghana cedis for the adults and 50 Ghana cedis for the children. Let's go for a break. We'll be right back. Thank you.
Wake up, Ghana. The countdown to 2025 is on, and you are invited to the biggest and most electrifying praise experience of the year. Medimafo United in Praise 2024. This isn't just another concert. It's the ultimate worship explosion at the National Theatre.
Live on stage is Celestine Donko, Marketing, Shedraka Mwakon, Sabs, One Voice, and many more.
Get ready for a faith-filled, high-energy celebration to kickstart your 2025 in style. Tickets, 100 Ghana cedis.
Dial *928 *528 hash for your ticket. Adult 100 cedis, children 50 cedis.
Grab yours now and get a free Hope Channel shirt while stocks last. December 31st, gates open at 6 p.m. live at the National Theatre. This isn't just a concert. This is your spiritual renewal for 2025. Yes, tickets are selling fast. Make plans for an unforgettable night of praise and worship. This is your night. This is your moment. Be there.
This event is brought to you by Midimafo Herbal Clinic.
Hope Channel is my favorite Christian channel. The best thing about it is that you can have it everywhere you go. All you need to do is to download the Hope Channel app on your Play Store or Apple Store and get all the programs you want to watch.
Hello, you are welcome back to Love at Home on Hope Channel Ghana, and thank you so much. We are discussing red flags and green flags in relationship. See, we are used to red flags, though we cancel it. We want green flags. We want more green flags in our relationship. So before we left for a break, we were talking about how important it is that we respect boundaries. But now I want us to understand, how can we respect boundaries but still support? Because there are some homes a partner is giving the support. By so doing, he takes ownership and he or she will claim everything, but he will think that he's supporting you. How do we marry the two?
In marrying the two, you would need to put yourself in the shoes of the person.
Okay.
Ask yourself, the first thing you ask yourself is that whatever support I am giving, or however I am exerting that support, if that same support was being exerted to me in that same manner or procedure, how would I feel about it? That is the first thing you should consider. Now, we all have emotions. So at every point in time, emotions can rise at any time. At that point, as a partner, you should exert your support to your partner. But by so doing, you shouldn't overdo it in such a way that you are taking control over the whole show. That is the reason why I mentioned earlier that you should take into consideration the person you are supporting, how the person feels about it. Take into consideration the feelings and the emotions of that person too. You don't just give support exhibiting what you want to be reflected in your partner, but what would be okay for your partner. Because let's say I am bereaved. I am bereaved. This is the way I want to go about it. Now, the man comes in, or maybe the partner comes in and says, this is the way I want it to be done. Ask yourself, your partner you are putting in that situation, how does she feel about it?
Okay.
You know, we mentioned that the optimum we are looking for is that there should be mutual understanding between the two of you. So you should be able to communicate with your partner in such a way that you come to a consensus. So it's a win-win game. It's a win-win game.
Okay.
You exert your respect and your support towards your partner by doing what it's good for your partner, but not what you want.
No, you know, Pastor, there are sometimes, for example, this one, forgive me, I'll say the men. You realize that because most often you are the breadwinners at home, he will say that I am the breadwinner. You do not have. He knows very well that you don't have. And meanwhile, he probably asked you not to work, and so you are at home. Meanwhile, he's not willing to give what will make you happy. Maybe going to the salon to be happy and all that. But he says he is the man of the house. Or, okay, if the other side is the woman, he says he is managing the home. So sometimes it brings confusion. How do we go about these things?
Yes, I believe that marriage is between two adults.
Oh, you're using adults, okay.
Yeah, one doesn't become a child just because they are married to you. So it's between two adults, a man and a woman. So coming together, this is, so yes, let me say I'm a man because you spoke about men. my wife doesn't suddenly become a 7-year-old girl because I got married to her.
Yeah.
She's still a woman, and therefore I have to relate with her as a woman. Let me talk about support and then bring it in. When you're supporting a person, you don't have to assume that you know everything about the person and what the person wants and what is best for the person. Once again, we can always link them up to even listening, as we said, the communication. Listening to the person, knowing the person's needs from themselves. Of course, we know that most times when people seek to help certain communities and the rest, they fail because we come from top and believe that we know everything they need and everything that is wrong with them, and then we are coming with the super solutions to them without understanding their situation and where they are.
Yeah.
So, in supporting a person, generally, you have to understand the person, the needs of the person from themselves. If I come to the hospital, I have to tell you what I'm suffering from, the symptoms, whatever it is. Even when you give me the medication, I have to go and take them and report the symptoms to you. So then you take lead from me, more or less. So, I'm the breadwinner, whatever it is. In the home situation, I think both are breadwinners, whether the woman is working or not. It's true. Yeah. Both are breadwinners. If I take care of the home so that you go out and work and you bring the bread, we both have won the bread. Okay, and therefore we all have a say in how the bread is shared and distributed and all of those things. So you have to respect the part that I'm playing. Don't say you are bringing in the money. It's our collective effort that has resulted in the paycheck that you are bringing home. Yeah. And therefore, all of us have a say in how it is spent. Just as the man believes that he can buy what he wants to buy, the woman should also be allowed to buy what she wants to buy. Okay. Okay. If she's supporting and she is. Yes. So generally, what I would say is that, a man. Of course, it's a red flag when a man seeks to lord over his house. You know, that is not a man.
Please.
That is not a husband.
We are saying that. You know. Say it again. No, say it again.
I said that it is a red flag when a man seeks to lord over his house.
All right.
Yeah.
Continue, please.
That is not a man.
Okay.
You know, that is not how God does. So a man feeds his home. A man tests the pulse of the home, gets to understand the needs of the home and provides that need of the home. So it's not like a tyrant. You know, when I come, I'm like this. You know, but the man is a carer. You know the needs of the home, and then you provide the need of the home. So you bring whatever salon, whatever your wife wants to do. You know, you do reasonably. You do what your wife wants for her reasonably. Yeah.
Now, Auntie Charity, we realize that sometimes we are talking about green flags. There are some homes that they are doing these green flags. They are doing them, but the other party is not appreciating, or doesn't even sees it as a green flag. Yes. Let alone even to appreciate it. Yes. How do we manage these things?
I think we've already discussed some of the green flags and the red flags and how to look out for them. Now, let's say you are in a relationship, your other partner does not see your green flags as green flags. How do you go about it?
Yes.
Yes. If you are entering into it, that is the reason why we differentiate them. You look out for the green flags, then you know you are not making a mistake. Let's say you are already in it and it shows up. How do you go about it? Now, what I would say is that you should know about them first before you can differentiate between them. Because if I don't know what a green flag, because it is clear what a green flag is and what a red flag is. So I don't see a way that, let's say, my partner is open in his communication and I would see it as a red flag. No. Now, when you are able to study about it and know the green flags and the red flags, and let's say you are already in it, you need to first sit with your partner and communicate about it. Discuss it with your partner at length. Study about it. Now, there are a lot of materials that talk about green flags and red flags. Even, let's say, if you don't get the books, when you go onto the internet, they are free articles and there are free documents there. You can easily go and read about it. After which, if you need the services of a counselor, you need to engage the services of a counselor to help. We can turn the red flags into green flags if we want to.
Yeah.
And if you are willing to, we can do it easily. Yeah. Now, if the partner is not realizing it, as I said earlier, you communicate, then you take a further step by either going to seek for the services of a counselor or maybe your pastor or an elderly person. And the Bible even says, for the lack of knowledge, my people perish. Now, a lot of awareness is being created about these things, but we don't take them into consideration.
You know, Auntie Charity, now come back to you, Pastor. I asked this because there was a scenario where a partner said that, for example, he goes out, the woman says she brings lots of more money home. And so she's expecting the partner, which is the man, to do lots of things at home. So the question was asked. Then the man said, yes, when I bring the children from school, I have to make sure that I bath them. I help them with their homework. I do that. Then the man mentioned a lot of things that he was doing then. Apparently, this lady is not seeing what the man is doing as green flags, but he is only looking for money. Because the man is not able to bring a certain amount of money on the table, he feels the partner is not doing anything. And this already resulted in red flag and nearly broke their marriage. How do we go about some of these issues?
When we talk about money, what are we asking of? When a person says, I want money, what is excuse me, so we don't eat money, we don't ride in money, we don't bath money, or none of those things. So when a person says money, what essentially are we looking for? And I think that sometimes we don't ask these questions. Yeah. You know, what essentially am I looking for when I'm looking for money? Because there are many times that the things that you are actually looking for when you're looking for money, you have them. Okay, those things that money buy, you have them. So for example, you go to a place and they have food, they have everything in the house, you know, maybe because they have a garden, whatever it is. That is money, but because we've not written dollar signs and city signs, that is money. So when the wife says the man should bring money, essentially what is she talking about and what is she looking for? Maybe if she gets to know those important things in life.
And quantify them.
Yes. Then she would understand what she has. Then her mind will not go into the notes. Yes. But maybe the good things in life that perhaps those notes could procure. Yeah. And then she realizes, I have them.
Sometimes those notes cannot even procure them. Most often it cannot.
Exactly. And then you realize that you're actually richer than what money could buy. Yes. So I think that such a woman should take stock of her life.
Okay.
You know, should take stock of her life and once again, and understand what is. So sometimes I believe that people don't see green flags because they don't even know what they are looking for in life.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I believe that if we should sit down and then look at what we are looking for in life and what makes life, you know, and then we can look into our lives and look at the things that we have. Yeah. You know, and we would appreciate what we have. Yeah. We would appreciate what we have. So that's what I would say. She should look more within her home, you know, and take stock of what she has in her home and try to quantify what she has in her home. And then would she then, I believe, begin to appreciate what she has. So that's what I would say to then communication also. The man should communicate. I read somewhere that if you want to raise your salary, I think one man said that, you know, do the work, document what you do, and then communicate what you've documented. Most times you're doing the work, but you're not communicating.
Nobody knows what you're doing.
You know, and therefore they say you're not doing anything.
Sometimes we know, but because you've not documented and you've not said, you've not seen it.
That is it. So document.
Yeah. So Auntie Charity, coming back to the same issue, I realize that sometimes we compare. How bad is comparison? Or how good is comparison doing to us when it comes to the issue of green lights, green flags? Because just as earlier on, Pastor said that you give what you have.
Yes.
So somebody may, for example, the story that he shared that a chinchinga seller was selling and put the child on a bench. At that time, that is what they have. And he made sure that from time to time he was checking up on the child. So what we have is what we are giving. But I guess sometimes people are expecting so much from what we don't have. How do we communicate what we have and what we don't have and what we can give?
Okay. In communicating what you have to your partner, and before I go there, you asked earlier that how, I think the question has escaped me a bit.
Okay, you go on.
You were trying to find out how
the issue of comparison.
Yes,
sorry. How good or how bad.
How good or bad.
Yeah, thank you.
It is doing a lot of harm to our relationship than good.
Okay.
Comparison, it's a bad thing we should avoid in our relationship completely. Why? Let's say what I would appreciate my partner doing for me might not be what you appreciate. I think there was an instance, a couple, the wife was not feeling well. So the man felt that because the wife was not feeling well, okay, let me go home early, clean the house, do the household chores for the woman. She would be happy with it. Now, he went home and did all that, but the woman wasn't happy with that. The woman said, I am not well, I'm in bed, I expect you. So that was a red flag.
Okay. No, so
I'm expecting you to come back home, come and check up on me, take me to the hospital. I'm not expecting you to do these things. Okay. Now, let's say another couple is somewhere.
The same scenario.
And sees this. The person will start comparing. You see this person's partner, he's doing this, he's doing that.
See how early he has closed, coming home to do this.
Yes. So what goes for you might not go for me. So in comparison, weigh yourself.
So we need to communicate.
We need to
know
communicate.
what we want.
You know, the basis of all that we are doing is communication.
Yeah.
Open and honest communication. When you communicate with your partner regularly and on constant basis, and you are open about it, you would know what your partner wants at every point in time. And when you are open and clear about all these things, you wouldn't compare your partner to another person.
That is true.
You wouldn't compare your partner to other person. So if it is in your relationship, that is the reason why we're having programs such as these, so that we can learn from it and desist from such attitudes that will bring our relationships down.
Okay. Now, Pastor, let's quickly come to, we have a few minutes to go. Let's look at the issue of trust and transparency. Yes, as another tool of looking out for some of the green flags. If I pour out everything, I trust you, and I tell you everything, can it be a sign of a green flag? That I don't withhold information from you. I share every information with you. I share my emotions with you. Whatever is happening to me and my family, I discuss with you. Can it be a sign that that person is really showing some green flags?
Yes, it is. When a person opens up like that to you, it tells you that the person trusts you. And if one trusts you in this context, what does a person trust in you? The person trusts you love them. Okay, so when I open up to you, it means I trust you. I trust you that what? I trust you that you love me. It means that I'm very much receptive of your love. And then also, if I open up to you like that, it means I will not harm you. You know, I have no harm. So it's a very green flag, if I should put it that way. If you have someone who opens up to you, it means that it's both ways. They believe the best of you. And they believe also that you believe the best of them. And it flourishes relationships. Yeah. All of us know that, you know, the moment that a person, you can know a person casually, but the moment that a person opens up and shares some deep things about themselves with you, it binds the two of you in a certain way.
That is true.
You know, it's magical. Yeah. So it's a green flag when a partner opens like that. But forgive me, let me just dig just a little bit into the comparison.
Yeah, comparison. Please go ahead.
when you're comparing, what are you comparing? Because the truth of the matter is that you hardly know anybody at all. Yeah, you know what you see, which could be a minute fraction of what there is. So if I see this couple, and then I'm comparing them to my wife, what am I actually comparing? You know, what percentage of them have I seen that I'm comparing? So it's I'm looking for a very good word, but because it's not coming and time is going, let me say it doesn't make sense. You know?
For lack of better word.
Truly, logically, it doesn't make sense because I don't see them. You know, maybe how many times in a week do I see them? How many times in a day do I see them? Do I know what is going on in
their home?
In their home, I don't know. I just see something, and then I'm comparing. You know, that is never good at all. It is not good at all. That doesn't mean that you can't look at what somebody is doing and
learn,
like that, to learn, but to want to become like that person and to wish. That is not good at all because you don't know what is happening. Whatever you see around you, you don't know. Honestly, you don't know.
Now, what does these green flags help us educate or relay some information to our children? We have children who are watching us in our homes and all that. People who are also trying to come into marriages, people are into relationship and all that. If they see people exhibiting some of these green flags, what does it tell them? And why should we continue showing green flags?
Yes, these green flags, when you see people exhibiting them, you pick on the good traits. It would help you not to make a mistake in choosing a partner. Now, our children are around us always. If we don't exhibit these things, children pick a lot from us. Not what we, even though they listen to what we say, but the things, our actions around us, those are the ones that impact the children most.
They learn by observing.
By observing. Now, if we exhibit these good traits, it will be inbuilt into our children. Now, in growing up, they know and they are aware of these green flags. When they see it in their prospective partners, they can easily identify it.
And do more.
And do more. Because whatever you know, I know we build, we grow. We always grow on whatever we know. So if they know it from infancy, they would grow on it and build on it so that they can get a better and healthy relationship at all times.
Same word and your final advice, please.
Yes. So whenever you are exhibiting those green flags, you are teaching your children. Maybe one thing that made me settle that I'm marrying my wife was when I met her mother.
Hey, I see.
So then,
what's about? That's nice.
Then you know what you're going in for.
Okay. That's nice.
Yeah, because definitely she would have traits of her mother, and she does have traits of her mother. So whenever we are exhibiting those things, whenever we are showing respect, communicating very well, and all of those things at home, we are teaching those things to our children as well. Then let's focus more on the green that is in our relationships. And let's grow them. Sometimes, as you said, we focus too much on the red flags. And sometimes it's so red, then, so I don't want this, I don't want this. So then you end up even not knowing what you want.
Yes.
You know, because it's all about what I don't want, what I don't want, what I don't want. So let's focus on the greens. If you are married, focus on the green and grow it. And then as you nurture the green, as it happens with vegetations, you know, it would spread. And by the grace of God, all the red areas would also become
covered.
Yeah.
Amen. Thank you so much to you, Mrs. Charity Aggrey and Pastor Kwesi Appiah. Thank you so much. And to you out there, I said, I am grateful that you allowed us to come into your homes again. This has been Love at Home. And we've been discussing green flags in relationship. I'm sure you've learned one or two things. And as I always say on this show, we learn, unlearn, and learn and unlearn. So we keep on learning and unlearning and be changing so that we become better people, so that we can help our families, help our children. The most important thing is that we are preparing our families to meet Christ for his soon return. How well are you doing this? That is how come we are here discussing some of these issues. Now, let me remind you that on 31st of December is going to be, wow, yes, it's a day full of music. 31st night, we are going to the National Theatre, and it's going to be full of quality music. music or songs that is so reforming, that is going to make you feel, wow, you see that angels are really visiting you. Yes, we have the tickets going for 100 Ghana cedis for the adults, 100 Ghana cedis for the adults, then the 100 Ghana cedis, yes, for the adults. But let me remind you that the first 300 people will be getting free t-shirts, and it is United in Praise. This is also for the children. Please, don't leave your children out. We are going as families. So as you are buying, remember to buy for your children too. 31st December, we are 31st December 9th, yes, we are meeting at the National Theatre. Please, buy for a friend. Buy for that person that you want to buy that gift voucher for or to. He will appreciate this. God bless you. Until the same time next week, when we come into your homes to tell us what you have learned for the year on Love at Home. See you. Good night. Bye-bye.